Tell me why.
Nice to meet you. You're Captain Colin Koski, a leader of the Black Knights, are you not?
That's right. I'm here to escort you safely to the conference.
Fine. Do you mind if we take the long way around? I am feeling a bit anxious about this. A little walk might be helpful.
I understand.
Is Zero... Lelouch, did he come here to pull something?
He can't. The OSI systems are completely down now.
We've also supplied the guards with goggles that have special lenses. Advanced Gios countermeasures.
Koski wants us to watch her closely. If we think he used his Gios on her. She wants us to shoot her. She said to use the snipers.
You're all just paranoid. He came here to make friends. Get over it.
Nostalgic, isn't it?
I'm grateful for what you did. I know if it weren't for you, I'd have ended my life back in the Shinjuku ghetto. The Black Knights would never have existed at all. I was glad, proud and honored to be needed by our masked leader, Zero. But when I learned you were Zero, I didn't understand anymore. Even so, the man I saw fighting against Britannia. Now you've joined forces with Suzaku. What are you really trying to do? Do you want personal power? To be above everyone else? Or is this just a game to you? During the Black Rebellion, Ogi told me to guard you with my life. He told me that you could make my brother's dream come true. Lelouch, after everything we've been through, what do I mean to you? On the day you left the Ikaruga, you told me, Colin, you have to live! This is it then. Bye, Lelouch. The Supreme Council will be meeting in the gymnasium.
So then it is goodbye, Colin. Chairman Kaguya Sumeragi of the UFN Supreme Council. I desire that the Holy Britannian Empire participates in the United Federation of Nations.
Master Zero, do you understand that participation is dependent upon a 2/3 majority vote of UFN members?
Of course. That's the democratic way of doing things, right?
Yes, that's right.
This is rather uncourteous, don't you agree?
It was former Emperor Charles who carried out all those crimes, wasn't it?
Gios countermeasures, huh? Well, now it's clear that only Kaguya and the core members of the Black Knights know about Gios.
Now, what are you really trying to do here, treacherous Emperor Lelouch?
I'm surprised at you. Isn't the new Britannia a better country for the entire world?
That remains to be seen. UFN resolutions are always determined by majority vote.
Voting rights are apportioned according to each member nation's population.
The Chinese Federation has been broken up, so the nation with the largest population in the world now is Britannia.
If we allow Britannia to join the UFN today...
You will have more than half the votes, Emperor Lelouch.
In short, if we vote in your favor, you would usurp our power and take control of the UFN.
So that's it! I always knew he was a bad guy.
He really is exceptionally dim, isn't he?
I heard that!
What's your response, Emperor Lelouch?
Break up your empire. Let your territories secede from Britannia. Or limit your total votes to 20%. Those are your options.
Chairman Kaguya, I have one question that I would like to ask you.
You may do so.
What trait is most important for governing the world?
It's pride. The pride of self-governance.
Good answer. You speak with wisdom, Lady Kaguya. However, I would submit a different answer.
Oh, and what would that answer be?
The will to destroy.
Destroy?
Destroy the world, and even oneself!
Careful, he's trying to pull something! Damn it!
I
will not allow this affront to His Majesty!
Where the hell were our perimeter guards?
Sorry, sir, he launched suddenly from underwater.
Is he gonna make the leaders of the entire world obey him at gunpoint?
Deploy to Ashford Academy. We need to save Lady Kaguya.
The Britannian forces have started to move!
What's that?
They're crossing from international waters into Japanese territory!
He's caught us off guard.
Meeting with the UFN and then choosing the school as the site. All of this was nothing but a decoy.
If that's true, then he's betrayed the trust of the entire world.
You heard him. He was never interested in joining the UFN.
In other words, his goal is a pure dictatorship.
He abolished the old aristocracy, yet he still continues to call himself Emperor.
You're right. Zero is. Lelouch is now the enemy of the world.
Retreat! Get out of there, Koski!
Negative. I'm taking Lelouch down. This Guren's the only unit that can go up against the Lancelot.
If you fight here, you'll be putting everyone's lives at risk. There are leaders from every nation on Earth.
But the Empress is also in grave danger!
I know that, Cullen. But the enemy is Lelouch. He won't hesitate to kill everyone around him. You can't act on your own. We have to let the representatives decide how to respond. Otherwise, the UFN itself will collapse, and that would leave Britannia victorious.
Susaku.
Now, Chairman Sumeragi, I request that you take the vote. Will you allow Britannia to join the UFN?
We'd be voting under duress.
Will you stop them from casting their decision? No. Then let's start the democratic process.
Lelouch and Susaku, what are they thinking? They've declared war on the whole world! Huh? A roadblock?
Don't try to protect me! It's not worth it! You get tangled up in this whole thing!
I'm not gonna let them get their hands on you!
Why? Just as a favor to Millie? If that's it!
Idiot! It's because I'm your friend! Huh?
Congratulations!
Huh?
Priority Target 1 has been captured. It all went as you predicted, Your Majesty.
Good. Treat her with courtesy as I instructed. Oh, one more thing. I'm sure there was a student with her. Let him go free.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Majesty. Emergency dispatch from the Avalon.
What is it?
Pendragon, the capital city. It's been...
Damn it, he struck first!
The radius of destruction is approximately 100 kilometers. We have to assume it was caused by a flare, and that's not all. There's a fortress in the sky above it. It's 3 kilometers long.
What's he doing now?
Lelouch, it's just as you guessed.
Yes, I had no doubt that all the Flea warheads were there. The Sky Fortress Damocles was developed by the Totomo Agency in Cambodia. It is a perfect base for the Fleas.
The only one who would know the Imperial private channel is...
Do you enjoy forcing others to submit to your will, Lelouch?
What do you want?
I've gathered all the Flea warheads. They're deployed to the Damocles.
You're prepared to attack the Britannian Emperor?
I'm afraid that's a moot point since I don't recognize you as the Emperor, Lelouch.
I see. I suppose you think that you're best suited to rule.
No, you're mistaken. There's another who's destined for the throne. The one who's truly best suited to rule Britannia is right here.
Monolith!
Listen well, Lelouch and Susaku. I declare, you're my enemies from now on.
Nonoli, ever since that day 8 years ago when we were abandoned, I've needed a reason to go on living. Instinctively, I made you my guiding star. You became the foundation of my life. Perhaps it is about those issues that Suzaku and Colin feel are so important. Am I to once again lose the very basis for my existence? If not, do I now have to?
Prevail.
The capital Pendragon's been obliterated? Is it true?
They say it was the Flea warhead. The thing that wiped out the Tokyo settlement?
An accident? But I heard the Fleas they built are all missing now.
Stop spreading wild rumors! It is imprudent to talk as if the capital's been destroyed, even as rumors.
No, I'm afraid it's all true.
What? You?
Please take me to Lelouch. It's urgent.
世界の終わりで生まれた光今風の中
You're alive. Yes, thanks to our brother Schneisel.
Schneisel. Nonali, do you understand what Schneisel has done?
Yes, he attacked the capital Pendragon with a Flea warhead.
If you know about that, then why?
Do you think that using Gios on people is better? Both you and Big Brother have been lying to me from the very beginning, haven't you? You've kept the truth from me all this time. But now I know everything. Lelouch, you were Zero all along, weren't you? Why? Tell me, were you doing it for my sake? Because if you were, that means...
For your sake! I see my little sister as presumptuous as ever. You think it's just natural for people to help you all the time out of sympathy and pity? It's so easy to criticize others while you keep your own hands unsullied. You are the quintessence of the privileged aristocrat that I've rejected.
No.
I act for no one's sake. It is for me, my sake, that I take the world into my hands. If you choose to stand in my way by allying yourself with Schneisel, I won't hesitate to crush you without mercy and without regret.
Lelouch!
Are you all right, Nonali?
That must have been very hard for you, Nonali. I thought showing him the power of the Flea might convince him to surrender.
Schneisel, are the people of Pendragon really all right? Are you sure they're safe?
You needn't worry. We gave warning for them to evacuate well in advance. Of course, the damage to the city was significant, but we did everything we could to minimize it.
But now, we'll have to use the weapons on people, on Lelouch and his followers.
If they stand in the way of world peace, we'll have no choice.
Schneisel, please. Will you let me have the Flea firing switch to hold on to? I can't fight battles or defend my country or my people, so at the very least, I want this sin to be on my shoulders.
Schneisel, may I please have a word with you?
C2! Why didn't you find out about Nonali?
I'm certainly not a god. I can only read people if they're connected to the power of Gios.
Schneisel! You knew, but you kept the truth from me all this time! Just so you could play this card at the right moment! Still, the way that you shuffled the deck was more than artful. It was remarkable and effective.
Lelouch! Our strategic objective's unchanged. We can't stop this just because we found out that Nonali is still alive. Or the Zero Requiem will have no meaning! Remember your promise.
Suzaku.
I am his sword. It's my job to rid him of his enemies and his own weakness. And you, C2, you must be his shield.
Huh?
Your job is to protect him.
We do things as you like.
Lelouch is your accomplice, isn't he?
My accomplice? Huh.
The Flea they used on Pendragon had 10 times the effective range of the one used on the Tokyo settlement. If they haven't developed a new model, then...
They've removed the limiter?
Bingo.
By removing both the effect range and the detonation time limiter. Prince Schneisel, how could you?
Yes, what about it?
You mean the people of Pendragon were...
I made them vanish. It was better for them than a life-swearing loyalty to Lelouch, wouldn't you say?
They're our own people, and you told Nonali...
Lies are expedient. There's no need to tell Nonali things that would get in the way of her opposition to Lelouch, is there? She'll never know the difference.
You use everyone? Even your own sister?
Cornelia, what is it that people truly want? Starvation and poverty? Discrimination and corruption? War and terrorism? They want the problems that are flooding the world to go away forever. People can't understand each other under these situations at all.
Your theories don't justify butchering civilians.
Even civilians who have rejected war depend on the police, don't they? Everyone knows, don't they, that people are driven by their own desires. The lust that dwells within the soul of man cannot be denied. So why win hearts and minds or tout some shining ideology? Why not bring peace to the world with a system and power? In 10 days, Damocles will enter the airspace of the United States of China, and then switch over to a secondary acceleration. After that, we're scheduled to ascend 300 kilometers above the surface. From there, we will hit every enemy nation with flares.
Are you insane? We only agreed to use them against Lelouch. This will destroy the world. You're trying to control people through fear.
Mankind's history is war. Peace is an illusion. To turn illusion into reality is an arduous task. It requires discipline.
And you plan to discipline the entire human race all by yourself? Only a god could pull that off.
Then I shall become a god. If that is what it takes to bring peace to the world.
You're deranged.
Magnificent! I knew I was right to change sides and support you, surpassing Zero's chaos with a state of perfect nothingness and a kaleidoscopic transformation!
Prince Schneisel, we've made contact with the Black Knights. They say if you plan to kill Lelouch, they're willing to join you immediately.
Thank you, Canon. Those who've experienced Lelouch's tyranny firsthand will have no alternative but to choose the lesser of evils.
Is that why you stayed back and let Lelouch get away with this until now?
It was a way to minimize the damage. But in the end, if we have to sacrifice 1 or 2 billion lives to achieve a state of permanent peace...
You're wrong! Peace attained by force is not peace!
This is so sad, Cornelia.
Schneisel outmaneuvered us. He had another escape plane as a decoy during the Battle of Tokyo. And so...
The plane destroyed by the Flea was the decoy.
That's right. And now he's trying to use Miss Nonnelly to control Master Lelouch.
You're Japanese, aren't you? Why come to Master Lelouch instead of the Black Knights? You're devoted to chivalry as well, aren't you?
Perhaps there's some truth to that.
I'm impressed. You didn't drop your mask in front of Nonnelly.
No matter what angle I use to attack the problem, the answer is always the same. The conclusion I came to then wasn't wrong.
Lelouch, haven't you done enough? You've handled this well.
You understand why I'm doing this evil, don't you? Besides, under the rule of Damocles, people would become lifeless puppets.
That's true, but Nonnelly is aboard Damocles. Everything you've done from the beginning was for her.
I can't treat her differently any longer. So many people have died since this began. For their sakes, we have to see it through to the end. Don't we, C2?
Yes, you are right, Lelouch.
Are you sure you want to join with us? It means you'd be fighting against Britannia.
You know, right now... Right now, I think I understand your feelings just a bit.
Well, thanks, I guess.
I beg your pardon? Pendragon was the capital of the Holy Britannian Empire. With its destruction, their internal government is paralyzed.
They're confronting our Black Knight forces in every part of the world, so they're pinned down everywhere.
In short, the only force Lelouch can deploy against us is the division he brought to reoccupy Japan. But the balance of power can be tipped for him at any time. To minimize damage, we cannot hesitate. The time to confront him is now.
Since Schneisel has now agreed to join us, our forces are evenly matched with the enemy. Our intention is not the approval of the Damocles' use of flares. It's bringing unity to the world as our first priority. This battle
is the ultimate test! Control of the entire world is at stake! If we defeat Schneisel and the Black Knights, then there will be no one left to stand in our way! This world shall be destroyed and then recreated by Lelouch, the one true Emperor of Britannia! Crush them! Destroy Schneisel and the Sky Fortress Damocles! Crush them all! We have nothing to fear! My name is the future of this world! All hail Lelouch!
Lelouch has spread malice and turmoil all across the globe. As the enemy of peace, he must be wiped out. It is time for the Black Knights, and for us to cast aside the grudges of the past and join forces. The people of the world are waiting for our song of victory. I pray that for all time, this shall be the last battle in the last war that mankind will ever need to fight.
Oh, Lelouch. I'll make both of you into records on my hard drive.
Are you sure Anya will be all right in the battle? I know you promised to restore her memory, Your Highness, but...
We need every bit of battle strength we have. So... Oh? An open channel?
Official greetings, Schneisel.
Lelouch, if you're going to surrender, now is the time. We have an arsenal of flayas ready to launch.
Flayas? I wonder if you dare to use them. Considering that I have all the UFN representatives aboard the Avalon with me.
He's hiding behind the hostages he took.
I can't believe he'd go this far.
So, Schneisel, these people are from all over the world. They're not related to you.
You're right, they're not. Their lives are a small price to pay.
Schneisel, you can't attack!
I understand that the UFN members have elected acting representatives to speak for them.
We're prepared for the worst, and we know how dire this is. But that doesn't mean we're going to throw their lives away on a gamble!
Li Xingke, aside from the Damocles, our strike force consists only of the Mordred. If you're going to tie our hands so we can't use the flayas, then I request that you put me in charge of all our united forces.
We're facing Lelouch!
Exactly. I've never lost to Lelouch. Ever. And I know him far better than anyone on this battlefield.
Understood. Deploy the Shenhu. Transmit the command structure to all forces.
Yes, sir!
Then shall we let the game play out, brother?
Indeed. Canon, it's just as you predicted.
Yes. The Black Knights are now yours to command, Your Highness.
Huh. Transmit pattern Sigma to all forces.
Enemy fleets are in motion, deploying into a wide-field aerial formation.
He's using conventional forces. Good. Stretch our left wing. Assume half-moon spirit formation.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Their main wings are undermanned.
Have Gino's unit advance. Keep the enemy's left wing from extending.
Yes, Your Highness.
Checking my move. Reverse the direction of our left wing.
That'll break up our formation.
Do it.
Gino, halt your advance, now.
But why? We should strike while they're in disarray.
It's a false opening. I'm not buying it.
Not falling for it, huh? Switch our battle plan to Ursa Major formation.
6th unit, follow Anya and move to the northeast. Elevate 40 degrees.
Bombardiers, prep for anti-air combat.
Anya, stop there, climb 200 meters and stabilize.
What the hell? Nobody's fighting!
You're wrong. Contests fought between two masters are decided instantly.
An invisible battle is now raging between the two of them.
We have to hurry. They're going to attack each other any moment now.
They're surrounding us!
Countermove. Reinforce the front line with Suzaku's Lancelot. Hold at combat speed 4, and send out Ward's unit.
Aha, you haven't changed, Lelouch. You'd rather attack my front line than defend your own flanks. I now have a small window. Xingke?
He's already incorporated our skill levels.
The enemy's left wing is breaking away!
Stand fast! Live up to His Majesty's trust in us!
If we can defeat Lelouch, this will be over! If we smash their line, it'll be a free-for-all!
They're punching through!
They're cutting us to pieces.
Should I have Suzaku fall back?
No, that's what Schneisel wants us to do. Draw in the battle line, fall back and regroup.
Their fleet is damaged and falling back.
Don't lose the momentum! Push forward! Guren, you're too far out. Match pace with us and we can surround them.
I understand, but...
Don't rush. If we beat their vanguard, we'll isolate the Avalon.
The dreadnought is destroyed! They're breaking through!
So that's how it stands. I don't wish to engage the Black Knights as formidable enemies. However, my side has motive.
For His Majesty!
It's heartrending, seeing soldiers controlled by the false power of Gias. And so...
This is the moment. Smash both wings.
Bow-mounted Hadron scatter cannon now set!
Move the 7th squad out of the firing angle. Get the uncontrolled. Think. Ready to fire.
Target both enemy wings. And fire!
Zero, with all of us working together, we can defeat you.
It seems that Lelouch badly underestimated the fighting skills of the Black Knights.
Well, Lelouch?
Right. They've shown great skill forcing me to use this plan.
Damn it!
Energy chain reaction! Below us!
What? Impossible! He timed this to...
All forces, deploy radiant shields!
Zero!
I was the one who first acknowledged his leadership and encouraged the others to follow him. So I'm responsible for all of this. But I don't want a new life caught up in it. I know this is a selfish request, but I want you to stay here on Horai Island. Please.
Okay! Please respond! Minami! Rakshana!
It can't be.
He used the Sakuradite in the Fuji mines.
Yes, he has. Destroying his own ground forces as well.
I was careless. So that was Lelouch's tactical plan. But how could he sacrifice his own forces?
This has drastically depleted the enemy's strength, which leaves Damocles
wide open.
In reality, it's you who's been checked, and you brought it on yourself. Nonali, targeting is complete. Now that the Black Knights have been smashed, we must use the Flayer's power.
Yes. With this act, I will wipe away my brother's sins.
Incoming! It's a Flaya!
So he's finally launched. Special Division 3!
Yes, Your Majesty!
It's useless. It can be stopped. The Flayer went critical the moment it was fired from the Damocles.
Avalon, continue to fall back. All units charge at the Damocles. Force them to keep launching the Flaya warheads until their arsenal is empty.
Ogie! Ogie!
Ogie, please!
This is no time to play dead! I don't believe it. You two shielded us?
We were only able to protect the bridge, though, eh? You are on your own now. Hang in there. Let's go, Colin!
Oh, great. Who's the guy giving orders?
Now that I've used the Fuji plan, and considering the number of remaining Flaya warheads, I'm at a disadvantage of one move. Meaning I have to depend on Nina now. Can she do it? I know she hates me, detests me for being Zero, Yuffie's murderer, the enemy of her precious Britannia which I now rule. And yet, to defeat Schneisel...
I wonder, do you really think you can defeat me, Lelouch? Because if you do, you're at the end of your path. A man who has not mastered the use of the mask can never prevail.
しの因仕組みは何ぞと知りもせず嘘のレジに毒の種諸刃の剣抜く刃には歯を向け守るべきものだけを信じてあたままに君を放て
Suzaku and I, together there was nothing we couldn't do. That's what I thought. But now, Schneisel has proven an unrelenting foe. The truth is, it's his detachment, his lack of desire. A man coldly focused, who understands Gios and possesses the Flayas. What strategy does he pursue? Is there any tactic that can work on a battlefield where Flayas rain down from the sky? I have one last gamble, one final card to play, and it lies within Schneisel's own heart.
Ogi, are you sure you want to go through with this?
Yeah. I have a duty to get everyone to safety. But... No. I'm just sorry I did this to you. Everyone. In a battlefield controlled by Flayas.
Another Flaya strike! Tuomi fleet is totally obliterated! The operation...
I'm not going to stop it. Stay just out of the Damocles range. The Avalon falls back as ordered. All units, attack in waves and force the Damocles to continue launching Flayas.
How easily. It's so easy. For me, too.
Nonali, we're ready to fire the next one.
Right.
世界の終わりで生まれた光今が